Namaskar and a very good morning. Welcome to the webcast from Kotak Securities. I'm your host and guide, Anindya Bannerjee. Please keep an eye on the elephant in the room. It is not Fed. It is not the US economic data. It is China. There are three reasons why. First, the Chinese economy is slowing down. And to counter that, the point number two, the Chinese central bank is now actively looking at easing monetary policy. If the Chinese central bank eases monetary policy, it can be negative for the Chinese yuan. And Chinese yuan is the most important emerging market currency. So when it tends to depreciate a lot, it has a negative spillover into other EM currencies like the Indian rupee. And a Chinese economic slowdown, being the largest economy in the EM space, will have a negative spillover into other EM economies like India, which is again a negative factor for the Indian rupee. And the third factor to watch from China is the ongoing crackdown by Chinese regulators on Chinese tech companies which are listed in America. Whether it really impacts sentiments and triggers a bigger sell-off or not, we need to see. Overnight, the US stock markets closed down and there is a global sell-off happening in equities. And because of which we have seen a very interesting trend. Yesterday, two currencies, first the yen, second the euro. They both rose against all other currencies, including the dollar. Why? Because this is due to carry trade. So in carry trade, what happens? The global fund managers, they borrow in currencies which have interest rate at zero or below zero, and with no expectation of it being hiked anytime in the near future. And then they invest that borrowed money into various kinds of assets globally. So when the carry trade is on, what happens? The carry currencies like the euro and the yen, they tend to depreciate, and the other currencies which receive the flows like the emerging market currencies, Indian rupee, etc., they tend to appreciate. And that money goes into the stock market, bond market, etc. But when that carry unwinds, the equities fall, the emerging market currencies fall, and the currencies like euro and yen appreciates. That's exactly what happened yesterday. So today that spillover may continue, and as a result of which we may see the dollar rupee open flat around 74.1995 on the July futures and trade with an upward bias. अभी के लिए रेंज है 74.70 से 75.10. रेंज अभी भी छोटा एक्सपेक्टेड है बिकॉज आईपीओ फ्लोज काफ़ी स्ट्रांग है. आज भी आईपीओ फ्लोज होना चाहिए, और इनफैक्ट नेक्स्ट वीक जोमेटो का 10,000 करोड़ का आईपीओ इज ओपनिंग विच इज़ गोइंग टू क्रिएट अ लॉट ऑफ एफपीआई इंटरेस्ट. तो इससे कारण क्या है? एक तरफ आईपीओ फ्लोज, दूसरी तरफ एक रिस्क ऑफ एनवायरनमेंट, स्टेबल ऑयल प्राइसेस. सो पॉजिटिव नेगेटिव के बीच अपवर्ड ट्रेंड तो रहेगा, बट मोमेंटम कैन बी स्लोअर. तो ट्रेडिंग के लिए लॉन्ग करके यहाँ पे ट्रेड करना है. फ्यूचर्स में क्लोजर टू द लोअर एंड ऑफ द रेंज कैन बी बॉट. स्टॉप लॉस रहेगा 74.5 के नीचे ऑन अ डेली क्लोजिंग बेसिस, और रेजिस्टेंस है 75.10 और 15 के बीच. उसके बियॉन्ड 75.50 और 55. दो इंटरनेशनल करेंसीज पे हम लोग को फोकस करना चाहिए बिकॉज एज आई सेड ऑफ द कैरी ट्रेड अनवाइंड. एक है यूरो आईएनआर, दूसरा है येन. स्पेसिफिकली मैं फोकस करूंगा ऑन येन आईएनआर क्योंकि वो ज़्यादा सेंसिटिव है. अगर आज ग्लोबल इक्विटी मार्केट सेल ऑफ कंटिन्यू रहता है वंस यूरोपियन मार्केट्स ओपन, तो फिर येन को लॉन्ग करके खेलना चाहिए, और तो येन हो सकता है 68.5 की तरफ, 68.5 और 68.70 की तरफ मूव करे on the July futures. Currently, it may open around 68, 18, 19 levels. 68 or 6780 are the two major support level. जब तक 6780 के ऊपर है येन आईएनआर, तब तक technically at least the trend is up. So that's it, folks. This is Anindya Bannerjee signing off. Until we meet again.